Hello, everybody. Welcome to Octopunk Monthly Update for February 2023. Happy Black History Month. It is February 1st. This is actually a a first of the month Opmu, although on a Wednesday, which I know is weird. Thank you for following me all the way to Wednesday because I did have to cancel on Monday. I was just too tired, unfortunately, working really hard on Livescreamers. But I'm here today, and we have some updates about a variety of things. We have a sort of new sticker coming to the Etsy store. It's a limited sticker that was previously on Patreon. Will now be available while supplies last to everybody else. If you want to get a second one, if you were a patron before, if you maybe weren't a patron when we did it last year or the year before. Oh yes, there's a hype train. Oh, thank you for everybody for joining and participating in the hype train, because we've got Brittany Plays resubscribing for 13 months, Bay for 12 months. That's a whole year. Long story short, for 12 months. Congrats on a year for you as well. Eccentric Draft for 44 months. Draft, that's just ridiculous. Ninja Noodles for 44. Man, it's almost been 4 years that we've been doing this, and it's wild. Pillow Cat for 42 months. Timmy Silver for 20, coming up on 2 years for Timmy Silver. Lady Anto for 19 months. Mindless Summer for 11 months, almost 1 year. Dom Larry's for 34 months. Blue Salamanders for 5 months. And everybody else following and throwing bits and joining in the chat. Thank you so much. So many cool people. I know, right? Pillow Cat? I agree. Happy subiversaries to everybody who celebrates. We also have some updates about February Patreon stuff and a new still from Livescreamers. I have a lot more stills now than I did a month ago, considering I have done a truly massive amount of work on the film since we last met. I have basically, short of a few reshoots and pickups, recorded all of the Unreal Engine footage for the film, most of which was recorded in the past month. So it has been a whirlwind of a month. I've been working very hard and sleeping very little, I will admit. But we are coming to the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm hoping to have the movie completely done in the next 2 weeks. And then I'll be able to rest for a while. I'm basically taking a month off after that. I'll still be around. I'll still do Opmu in March. I will still keep my Patreon open and do Patreon things. But don't expect much more from me during that month-long period of time. I'm going to catch up on some stuff I've missed, some video games and films and things that I've missed. I have some Lego sets that are waiting to be built. Yeah, it's I'm really ready for this movie to be done, not gonna lie. But I'm really excited to see where it goes, because once it's done, then I can start shopping it around and seeing what's gonna happen with it, which is really exciting. Because this is the turning point to see where is it gonna go. Are we gonna get an agent? Are we gonna get a distributor? Are we gonna have to go to the film circuit and do it that way? We'll have to see. Oh, thank you, Becky Helene, for the 30 months. Vienna Vampire for 33 months as well. Coming up on gosh, math, 3 years for both of you. And Lino for 41 months. Wow. Coming up on 4 years. I can't believe I've been doing this for 4 years, y'all. It's fucking wild. Michael Whaley coming in. I'm glad that that Meep may have worked for you today. Meep's been really late lately in the Discord. I'll have to look into it at some point. It's been a very lazy bot. But on to Etsy stuff. So I said that there's a old sticker from Patreon that's coming to Etsy. It's now available. If you go to the Etsy shop, you can see this. There's 15 available. It's the Water for Brain holographic sticker. It's $3.50 with free international and domestic shipping. This was a Patreon reward at least a year ago, maybe even a year and a half ago. So it's a pretty older sticker for people who were maybe patrons in 2021. But I do have 15 of them left over, and so they're now on the Etsy store for all to enjoy. Supplies are limited. I will not be restocking these when they are gone. So the remaining 15 will just be left up in the Etsy store, and when they're gone, they're gone. They're pretty cool. They're about 3 inches tall. They're holographic. And if you've seen Seven Deadly Sins, you know what this is a reference to. Water for Brain, of course, for poor Brian, who just wanted a cup of water and didn't want his name spelled wrong. But, you know, the bartender was not having it. Uh, and yes, I see you throwing the emote in the chat. It is one of our emotes as well, so I thought this was a appropriate one to throw on the Etsy store, considering it is one of our emotes, and at the very least, you're familiar with it from there. You're familiar with the design. So if you want to get this emote sticker, it is now on Etsy. Apologies to those who are waiting on Etsy orders. I've been pretty slow on getting them out for the past month or two, maybe more than that, if I'm honest. Work on other things has just been completely bogging me down. But I do have everybody's Etsy orders, and there's a few people who I owe charity rewards to as well. There's a couple people who I owe. I got their stuff back in my PO box because I tried to ship them like a DRA Blu-ray or something to that effect last year, and it got shipped back to me. I'll be doing a really big like blast of charity mail and just other mail things in the middle of the month when I finish the movie. So any sort of like DRA blues and stuff or reshipments, expect those to come at the end of February, because that's the first time I'm really going to have a chance to get to that. If you are somebody who's expecting just normal Patreon mail, I'll probably be tackling that sometime within the next week. So your stickers for January, your Fame Fatale stickers, will be going out next week when I get them from my supplier. And I also have a couple people who just have like charity stickers, just like the card and the sticker. So those will also be going out with Patreon mail. So some of you will be getting some mail in the first half of the month. If you have anything that fits in something bigger than a letter, that's probably going to come later in the month. Becky Elaine, charity stuff returned to sender. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. I will say I did get yours back, Becky. I got it back, so it is safely returned to me. You weren't the only one though. There was at least one other person who I need to reship their stuff, and I know that there's a third person who has something coming back to me. So I just go to the post office every now and then. I go and look at the PO box and see if stuff's been sent back. I don't want to say there's been anybody who's had any like Patreon letters shipped back to me recently. I do want to shout out Sandwich. I always get a nice card in the mail from Sandwich every month, a nice handmade card that's very sweet. I really appreciate this. I don't shout out enough for that, but I do get them and I do enjoy them. Vienna Vampire, getting it from my supplier sounds like a meeting of a shady figure in a dark alley to exchange homemade bread for Etsy stickers. I wish I was trading bread. Unfortunately, I have to trade money, but you know, I'm supporting a small business, so I can't complain. Lady Yanto, my most recent order hit Canada today. Very pleasantly surprised it was so quick. I do remember shipping that to Lady Yanto last week, I believe. Maybe it was a couple weeks ago. I don't know. Time is non-existent to me anymore. It's very it's very slipstream my life right now. I'm not awake at normal human hours. Becky Elaine, money allows you to buy bread. It's like that Homer meme. Money can be exchanged for goods and services, and you can buy more peanuts. So let's talk Patreon. As I've said before, I am switching to a format where every other month is a sticker, and then every other month is an autographed postcard. So because we had a sticker in January, we now have an autographed postcard in February. And can anybody guess who this is? This is Anna Lynn, who is the actress who plays Zelda in Livescreamers. Anna is a fantastic person. She's become a real good friend of mine. And this Triforce represents 3 aspects of her life: cooking, dance, and acting. And I sent this to her this morning, and she was like, oh my gosh, you've summed me up with one design. That's so cool. I might change the background to blue, because she did text me just before the stream and tell me her favorite color is blue, so maybe we'll do a blue background for this. I just went with green originally because of the Zelda theming. But this is the design, and this will be going out at the end of the month, autographed by Anna, who, like I said, is one of the stars of the upcoming Livescreamers. So if you want to get Anna's autograph before she becomes famous, you can hop on this at the $10 level on Patreon at any point during the month of February. But we've also got some great stuff coming for everybody else. I'm really excited, actually, about the $1 tier this month. I'm going to be doing some videos, which has not been at the $1 tier in quite some time, or even at the $5 tier in quite some time. I have some short clips of outtakes from Livescreamers. Not spoilery ones, I promise, but just funny stuff goofing off on the set. They're about a minute long a piece. And I'll be throwing them on the Patreon at the $1 level all month long. So you'll get to see a little bit behind the scenes scenes shenanigans that will not be coming to YouTube in the immediate future at all. They might end up in a gag reel at some point down the line. But these are individual clips that are pretty brief. So we got a lot of fun stuff that happened on this set, and I'm excited to share it with you. For the $5 level, I've told some of you this before, we're going to be doing an end credits design in Unreal Engine for Livescreamers. This will be a live stream that shows me building some cutscenes for the end credits. I have a really cool end credit sequence in mind that we'll be designing completely in Unreal and capturing there, and then overlaying the text from there. So that'll be streaming sometime in the first half of the month, probably next week, actually. That's when I'm supposed to be working on those. And then the other live stream of the month, I was a little torn on what to do for this, and then I remembered, you know, the thing that comes after finishing a movie is all the PR for it. So I'll be doing some poster design and some publicity and promo art design in Photoshop, and that'll be near the end of the month. I have a lot of studio portraits and everything of all the characters, and I'm thinking about doing character posters and maybe character cinemagraphs and all sorts of things to promote the movie, and I'm not really sure what I want them to look like yet, so you can explore that with me on stream at the end of the month. Like I said, our $10 level has the Anna Lynn autograph postcards, and our $25 level, I was supposed to do this month, actually. I totally forgot that we were going to do Mad Libs in January. We ended up playing a lovely dating sim called Lesbian Mothman Hunters, which was really fun in lieu of that. But I am going to circle back and do these Octopunk Mad Libs at the end of February. I remember we did this a year or two ago at the $25 group call, and it was really fun. So we'll be going back to that and having a laugh together with some Mad Libs in Octopunk theming fashion. I'll just check out the chat real fast. Oh, I will resubscribe for 33 months. That is wild. It is amazing to see so many people following, or so many people subscribing for so long. And also thank you to Unwise Valve for the follow. Thank you for stopping by. We got a level 1 hype train emote as well. It looks like a frog or no, it's a cat. It's a cat with like a party hat. That's kind of cool. Warden Mages. Oh yes, Charlie, you useless lesbian, the game. The game in which I have to throw on an Irish accent midway through the opening scene because they just dump on me that the characters are apparently in Cornwall. And I'm like, I'm not doing a British accent, especially not two interchangeable British voices. So one of these characters is going to be American and the other character is going to be Irish. So that was fun. It was the Banshees of Lesbianism was that game. You can find it on itch.io if you're unfamiliar. Lesbian Mothman Hunters. It's pay what you want. And if you bought a bundle in the past couple of years, you might already own it. There was an attempt at a British accent. Correct. If you want to see the VOD for that, it's still open at the $25 level on Patreon. All of my group calls are on VOD in the archives. One of the things I need to do once I finish Livescreamers and get my head on straight is like I want to do some massive like archival work with both my files and my digital hygiene and everything. I need to like clear out my Dropbox and my Drive and all of my 20 terabytes of data that I have at this point. It's just ridiculous. But I also want to go through Patreon and actually make like a master list of all the different content and things. So like I think that there's so much content available on my Patreon in the backlist that people miss. Like there's so many things at the $1 level. There's like whole galleries. There's like older, like, I mean, What a Beautiful Wedding is still only available on Patreon, and a lot of people don't know about that stuff. So I think I want to make like a big master post of like, look at all this content you can unlock, like if you just pay $1 or $5 or something like that. So yeah, I it's one of those things that's on the list. I don't want things to get buried because there's a lot of cool things after 4 years of Patreon, and like all the live streams and stuff are still locked. So yeah. But yeah, I think that broadly that's the news. If you want just updates on me generally, like I said, Livescreamers is about 2 weeks from being done. So look out for maybe news about that in early March or probably early April is when I'll have like news about that and kind of an idea of the trajectory we were going to take with that. We got the Detroit Reawakening anniversary coming up in March. I might do something for that. We'll see. We've got those gaming streams that I'm going to do, particularly Untitled Goose Game with LJ and Michael, and then there's a few others I have in mind. I think me and Greg are going to get together and do a Himbros Return stream in some capacity. So that's probably going to come in March or April. We've got some like I gotta finish up some DRA rewards still. There's some digital rewards like the zine and the MP3s and that sort of thing, which I need to tackle. I think there's still even a few people I need to do some shout outs for, so I'll tackle that at the end of beginning of March, mid-March. let's not like set ourselves up for failure by saying that it's going to be in the immediate future. But hopefully by the end of March, I'm going to have basically everything behind me, aside from, Livescreamers rewards for Indiegogo, which will be coming when that film progresses and finishes and gets out there, as well as Fallout Sanctuary. Fallout Sanctuary being the next big project that I need to work on at Octopunk. Also, Smallwood and I have been discussing ways in which to get What a Beautiful Wedding out there. So we're still trying to figure out what's going to happen to it in terms of it like coming to YouTube and being publicly available. But I'd say into first quarter, we should have some news about that in some capacity. So just a little bit more wait, and What a Beautiful Wedding will have some news as to when it will be publicly available, because we're trying to figure out what to do with it. There's some opportunities we have for it that we don't normally have with our short films. So we're just trying to explore that and see. Make sure to sleep at least once before then. Like between the end of February, I have 2 weeks off in March, first 2 weeks off of March from school. And so I really am not going to have anything. Luckily, school's been really easy this semester. I have like one class that's annoying because it's a painting class and I'm not good at painting, and also it's just tedious. So that class is a little annoying. The Photoshop class is so easy. Like I just blow through it in an hour a week. And then my animation class where I'm learning Maya, I go 6 hours a week. Like I have to physically be in a person 6 hours a week, but I don't do anything outside of class. Like I do everything I need to do in class. So that's kind of convenient. I go from like 6 to 9, like twice a week, and it's, in the evening, so it's not that bad. So I just go and then I do my work and then I leave. And right now, actually, I don't know if I should show you guys this. I'm making Mothman. We have to make a bipedal like cartoon character that we're going to model and then texture and then rig. And like that's the whole course is making this one character. We're just like doing the workflow for the whole character. And so this is still a work in progress, but that's Mothman. If you're curious, like I said, work in progress. Like this is an hour of work, so I probably have another like 90 minutes of modeling. I'm not super happy with the wings, but I asked her because she was like, "You got to do a robot or like a golem," and I was like, "Can I do Mothman?" And she's like, I went as Mothman for Halloween, so yes, you can do Mothman. And I'm like, cool, my professor's a fellow lover of cryptids. So, yeah, I think that's also, as I was leaving for class, like, yesterday, I had the thought that, because it only took an hour to do that, maybe something I could do sometime before the end of the year is maybe do, like, streams where I model things, like... I'll have a subscription to Maya for free for the next year. And so I can just like open up a stream and do like a 2-hour stream where like I take a prompt from the chat and I'll just like model something that y'all suggest. I don't know. It could be fun. I don't think I'll do that on Patreon because I just have no reason to like work, on modeling right now. But maybe I'll do like a YouTube stream or a Twitch stream or something like that in the future where I do like flash modeling or something like that, just off the cuff, and just see just see how good I can make something on the cuff, off the cuff in 2 hours, while not really being a particularly good modeler. Like, I'm an okay modeler in the sense that I can operate the program, but I don't know if I'm actually artistic. Prompt a single spaghetti. So that one's easy. I can do just that's just a NURBS tube. I can do that in Blender. I actually had to do I say that because I had to do it for fucking Livescreamers. I had to make a wire and I couldn't find any models for one, so I made a wiggle in Blender and I had to export it myself. So if you see the wires in Livescreamers, you'll have to laugh because you'll be like, ah, that's the spaghetti she had to make. But yeah, speaking of Livescreamers, I do have one more still to show you to hype you up for the movie. We got a John and Davy still this time. So just sit with that for a second. I'll post this on social media and in the Discord and such if you want to take a closer look at this. But it's a little foreboding of the things to come. Like I said, I've gotten pretty much all the Unreal footage done for the movie, and by the next time we meet, by the next OpMu, the movie will be finished. So by that point, every still you'll see will be like a really, really finished still from the final movie. So yeah, the night vision. We got some Outlast up in here, right? So I wasn't able to homage Outlast in the way that I wanted to the last film. So there's a little bit of that in here, which is a lot of fun. Outlast has also been a very big inspiration for the soundtrack, which you can ask Austin about if you're curious. I need to ask Austin about it because I haven't I haven't heard much about the music, and I need to tell him to get on that. But yes, thank you so much for joining me. I will be back with the Octopunk Monthly Update in March. Do I want to wait till March 6th? Do I want to do another Wednesday OpMu on March 1st? Or do I want to do it at the end of February on February 27th? It's probably best if I do it February 27th or March 1st, something like that. Maybe we'll do another Wednesday OpMu. I don't know, we'll see. I like them being on Mondays because they're the beginning of the week, but also, this seems to work okay. So, and it's kind of cool to have them at the first of the month. We'll also have to get used to them not being on Mondays or Wednesdays actually in the summer, because I have class on Mondays and Wednesdays from like June through August. So I might have to think up a little bit of a different change of schedule. We've had this schedule for 3 years, but you know, life changes. But I'll keep you guys posted on Twitter and Instagram and stuff about when the next Octopunk Monthly Update will be. It'll be sometime in like 4 weeks, and by then I will hopefully look a lot more hydrated and rested because I will have a finished movie behind me and I will be relaxing. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, stay great, hydrate, and have a happy time zone.